Hey guys, happy Friday to everyone. Ah, we've made it to Friday, hallelujah. That is a good thing. And let me tell you, once again, I've had like the craziest week ever. Try not to get in the frame too far. I've had the craziest week ever. And I'm happy that it's over because we have a lot going on at my office that's driving me a little crazy because we're doing some construction, remodeling, tear down of our station. So we're like completely, we have no homes, which is why I'm working from home today. And I'm just taking my lunch break while I'm working from home and thought it would be fun to make a video because I haven't made a video in a few days or even more than a few days. Right, Monroe? She's got her little pink pacifier, her little hospital pacifier. That seems to be a favorite for her. So she's got that in her mouth and I love this on her. It is like the cutest little pacifier, you guys. Oh my goodness. I love that you can actually see in her mouth. You can see her little lips and mouth around the nipple. And it's just absolutely adorable. And I have her bundled because she had mitts on from last night because it's so cold here. We're like in those sub-zero temperatures. So when I put her in her pod last night, I actually put her mitts on her and swaddled her, zipped her in her jackety sleeping bag, and then covered her with yet another blanket because it is just so cold here, you guys. Oh gosh, it's awful. I mean, the sun is out, but because the sun is out, there's not a lot of cloud coverage and that makes it colder at night. So yeah, that's basically what I'm dealing with. But I have heat in my house. My car starts and runs. So, hey, you know, I got to count my blessings because there are people that are having those issues, including our neighbors literally across the street from us have like the drain brain, roto-rooter people. Literally, there's 4 trucks with a pump and all these huge equipment in their driveway. So clearly they're having an issue today. And now is not the time of year when you want to have like sewer issues. So I feel for them. So like I said, it could be worse. So I'm not going to complain. So this video, why I wanted to chat with you guys is, and based on the title, some of you may think I'm being an offensive, you know what. And I'm not, I promise you. It's just an interesting chat topic because it's something that I've noticed that I do myself as well as a lot of my friends and or channels that I follow, and it's not in a negative way. So when I'm saying, you know, the title of this video being we're all hypocrites because kind of in a way we are, and collectors are kind of like that anyways. So let me explain so you guys don't get offended right off the bat or anything. And I'm sure just based on the title, this may offend people just by the fact that I titled it what I did, but it is an interesting discussion, I think. And that's why I'm talking about it. That's why it, you know, is something that I've noticed over the years. It's nothing that I've ever heard anybody else really specifically talk about, I don't think. If they have, then, you know, fantastic, wonderful. I love discussions about interesting topics. And the reason why I say, I think it as a whole, and I'm generalizing us doll collectors as a group, because what we tend to do, and this happens over varying stages of, you know, how long we've been collecting. It has to do with our opinions changing, and the fact is that we capture our growth in the hobby in video now is why I say we can tend to be hypocrites here and there. So I myself, I'm in that category. I'm putting myself in that category. And this is a self-reflection and chat about things I've noticed about me and the things that I've said in past videos, because occasionally I will go back and I have a lot of videos that I can go back to rewatch back in my, you know, not early years of collecting, but my mid years of collecting, because I've been on YouTube for a number of years now. And I have most of my videos up, and I do have some that are private because of like details and things like that. But it's interesting that I go back and I watch myself in my videos and listen to the things that I'm saying in my videos based on the doll that I currently had at that time. And one of the things I've noticed that I stopped doing a long time ago is calling any doll a forever baby. That's not a term that I will have in my repertoire when I'm describing a new baby, current baby, a baby I've had for a long time. It's just not something that I'm going to do, because I've learned that I am a finicky collector. And when the next best realistic thing comes out, that's kind of my goal in collecting, is to find the most realistic baby. So if I find another doll in my future, I can't say that Monroe is a forever baby. I would never say that. She is currently what makes me very, very happy and content, but not a forever baby, because generally most of us don't keep all of our dolls very long, because there's such new innovations out there and artists coming up with such cool features. I mean, let's face it, if your goal is to get the most ultra realistic baby doll in your collection, you're going to have somewhat of a turnover of dolls. And I don't have the funds, nor do I have the space to keep a lot of dolls. I like to keep it very simplified. And so guess what? There's always, going to be, okay, what's next? So when I say that I put myself in the category of being a hypocrite, because I've said many things in my videos in the past, and why I even came across this is because I was looking up an old video, looking for a specific video in one of my older videos, and just some of the things I was saying, I'm like, oh my gosh, I sound ridiculous. So that's why I say, I think generally as doll collectors especially, we tend to be a bit of a hypocrite. So, and the reason why I think that we are is because we only know what's current and what's available at the time. We don't foresee what's going to be coming out there. So we like, oh, this is the most amazing thing. I can't imagine liking anything else. I said that about the way more firm silicone way back in the day. I'm like, I can't imagine it getting any more realistic. I wouldn't want any other doll. I mean, I've said all of those things, saying that, oh, I don't like too soft. And this strikes me funny, you guys. I have said I didn't want very soft, super soft silicone. I said that way back in the very first early stages of when I had my very first Janica. Back in 2012? 2012. Is it that long ago? It's somewhere around that time frame. And the original Janica edition was in the more firm, still amazing dragon skin silicone, but very, very firm compared to what we consider soft silicone now. At the time, it felt soft, and I was like, I can't imagine ever finding anything more realistic. And the sculpt itself is always going to be a favorite of mine. You guys know that. But I basically have been a hypocrite, because I've moved on to much softer, much different type of silicone, and I love that. And now I say that. And Lord only knows what's going to come out next, or the type of silicone, or what Claire's going to do with her silicone, or other artists that may change my opinions altogether yet again. So therefore, I feel like I am a bit of a hypocrite. And it's because our tastes and preference change over the years. I think as we mature, as seasoned collectors, I think that we fine-tune what we like, and our tastes change. So even if we said we wouldn't particularly care for one type of doll in the past, could have been even like 6 months to a year ago, and then you get a doll that is like, wow, I would have never expected I'd love the doll, because it's something I told myself I wouldn't like, doesn't mean you won't like it. So I guess that's the moral of the story, and the takeaway would be to always keep your mind open to new things, like dolls that you didn't think you would really love, you might end up falling in love with and surprising yourself. And I think that's kind of the fun of collecting. I think it's the fun of new artists coming out and, coming up with their own ways to do things. And until we experience it, we don't know what we like. So yeah, I think in a way, yes, doll collectors are a little bit hypocritical, especially us that make videos and put them out there, because I have seen so many of us, and it isn't meant to be a derogatory statement. I promise you this is not an insult. It's just an observation that our tastes change so quickly in the doll world. And I blame the artists. It's their fault, because they keep coming up with these more amazing and cool discoveries and new features on these dolls that we can't help but fall in love with them, because it makes them that much more realistic. Reason why I took her clothes off, I will dress her, but I just love looking at her skin. I love feeling her skin. See, I did it again. Her silicone, I call it skin because it feels like skin. even said not that long ago that I'm like, there's no way I would like textured silicone. I said that to another friend, another doll collector friend of mine. And she had gotten a Gabby Gal, and she didn't care for the texturing. And I had not experienced Claire's texturing. And I'm using this as an example, just a simple example of what I mean by myself being a bit of a hypocrite. And so when she told me about it, I kind of took it as, you know, took on her experience and went, oh, I don't know if I'd like it based on her description of it. I'm like, I don't want rough, weird skin, you know, feeling silicone on my dolls. And then when I saw Monroe in person, is when we did the meetup, and I met Sonia in person and met this baby in person, I actually got to feel what the textured silicone was, and it was nothing like that collector had described or how I saw it in my head, if you know what I mean. And I actually love how it's textured because it is more realistic. It does feel more like skin. And so therefore, once again, I am a hypocrite because I've changed my mind. And I think that that's just how it is. I think that until we experience something, we kind of get an idea in our mind of something we might like or dislike. And it can easily change in one moment, guys. Case in point, little Miss Monroe here. I would have never dreamt that I would have wanted her. I would have never dreamt that I would end up with her. And, you know, when the edition came out, when I saw the prototype, it really, the prototype didn't like wow me. It was beautiful. He was, you know, very well done, but I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure about it. And it just, you know, that's why I never originally purchased the, you know, an edition baby. Now, when I saw this baby and then the babies thereafter, one by one coming out, I literally was in love. And I don't know if it's as simple as like, I'm really not a blonde-haired baby type of collector. I'm very attracted to darker-haired babies with these types of features. And that could have been all it is, because sometimes that is what it is. It's a skin tone. It's a hair color that just doesn't do it for me. And being that that was the only picture, was the prototype, that's all I had to base it on. The sculpt looked amazing. I think it was more of the facial features and the hair color and things like that that just didn't wow me. Even though I can't say that because every Claire doll wows me in some way or another. But it didn't make me rush to go buy one. How I got so lucky to be able to adopt this baby, once again, I'll forever be grateful to Sonia. I think the circumstances were just, you know, they worked out right for me. And I was just lucky enough to be close to her enough to where it was, you know, it worked out for the both of us. I'm so happy it did. Like, I just, you know, things always happen for reasons. I get that. And I always say that all the time to my friends. But honestly, I feel so, so lucky. I would have never dreamt I would have ended up with this baby. And that, you know, and that in itself is a little bit hypocritical. That's, you know, the point of me making this video is that I would have never dreamt, and I would have said to you, nope, I won't end up with one of those babies. It didn't even occur to me. And yet here we are, and she's like literally the dream baby that I didn't realize was a dream baby for me. Honestly, I couldn't be happier, and you guys hear me say that all the time, but it is the truth. It is 100% the truth how I feel about this baby, and I just adore her. And I'm a lucky mommy, and look at how sweet she is, you guys. How can you not love this little face? And if you don't love the face, that's okay. You don't have to love my baby, but I love my baby, and that's all that matters. Huh, sweet girl? Oh my gosh, I just love her. Ah, I could just sit and stare at her for hours, you guys. I could just sit and stare for hours. I love her so much. I love her sculpt. I love this leg, these little feet, these little newborn baby feet. Oh my goodness. I'm a lucky mommy, guys. But anyways, I'm going on 15 minutes, so I hope you guys enjoy my little chat. My thought behind us as collectors being, you know, hypocrites in a way. It's not derogatory, guys. I love everybody out there. I just find that we change our minds a lot and we contradict ourselves a lot without meaning to. And like I said, I blame the amazing artists out there that do it to us. They force us to love new things because they're more realistic and amazing. But anyways, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday. Yay! And Monroe and I will see you all soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.